นี่ไงมีเนี่ยลูก
So here we are again on our quest for goat food. We're going to kick things off as usual, getting our Lucina, or we call it out here Gatin. Some people will know it by the name of River Tamarin. Once we've got enough of that and it's all loaded up onto our Nissan pickup, we're then going to get some cassava, free cassava. So we've already raped and pillaged a few local farms for all the corn. That's all the corn that gets missed from the machine. We got about 2.5, 3 months worth of that, and that fed the goats and the poultry that we got. But today we're going to get the cassava. So I'm just going to flick the camera around and I'm going to show you a typical cassava farm or land that's been used to grow cassava. And what happens, a tractor goes in, rips it all up, and then people go along picking it, cutting it, throwing it in a basket. When the basket's full, they throw it into a truck. But they are human and they do miss quite a bit. And it's fine for everyone to come in and or anyone who wants to come in and pick up the bits that have been missed. The only time it's not is if the owner of the land puts a stick and a bag up straight after the team of people that have been in here. They've left, and that basically means that the owner wants to come in and look for bits that have been left. One of the main reasons that more gets left now than ever before, and it's because the people that you get to work on your farm, it's the same people as years ago. But years ago it used to be a set price per day per person. Now it's per rye. So it's up to them. It can be just one of them, can be 20 of them. And once they've done the land, it doesn't matter how many kg that they've done, they get paid per rye. So to me, there doesn't seem to be the incentive that there was once before, where the owner would be watching everyone, and if you don't work hard enough, you don't get paid for the day. Now it's just they come in and they do it incredibly quick. So it's not good news for the owners, for the landowners, or the people that are renting the land, but it's good for us livestock farmers. Right then, let's get something for nothing, eh? We're about half an hour into it now. Quite productive. That's Kai Muck's bag. A good find. Uncle Lee's bag. But it's not just cassava and Lucina that we're getting while we're here. Always on the lookout for other food types that the goats, well, one, they like, and two, that's good for them. So we've got another few examples here to show you. First thing is these really wiry dark green, they're like vines, a creeping vine, and they're almost impossible to break, but the goats love it. They might not eat all the wire, but they certainly go to town on the leaves and the end shoots. Lots of different grasses around as well. Always on the lookout for new grasses that we haven't got already on our island. We have got these, and not on the island, but certainly on the land. It's good for us just to pick some of these while we're out, because these are getting quite thin on the ground on the pasture now. The goats soon get through them, and we need the rain. We're due for a storm starting tomorrow, I believe, or the day after. So hopefully we'll get that, and then all our grasses will come back with new growth. Yeah? Oh, Toon just gave me a shout, so I can show you an earth in a cassava she's found. Normally we just get the bits that are missed on the top, but sometimes the tractor actually misses a whole head.
Ui.
Rubbish.
No. Yeah. Try not to break in it. Wow. Yeah, that rubbish.
Thought we got the jackpot then. Still not bad though. That's it.
ไปเอาไปใส่ถุงลูก
Show the camera. Whoa, whoa,
ขวด
whoa.
ตรงนี้ดิ
Yay.
อันนี้ไปด้วยไปแกะ
Okay.
Take some.
You can see how these tubers form along the roots. If you don't know what the top of a cassava plant looks like, there you go. Quite a nice pretty leaf. The goats will eat these, but they're not supposed to. You can ferment them and then feed them to them, but yeah, if our goats got out and there was a farm full of this stuff next door, it'd be gone pretty quick. When you bite off the end, you'll see a little bit of white sap come out, and it's not very good for goats. It'll give them a trot. There you go, missus. Khop kun cup. Back to stuff that I want to show you. Just this last one. It's not that we found a load of cucumbers. These aren't a wild cucumber. I don't know what these are really, but they look like a cucumber, but they don't flipping well taste like them. They're quite bitter. If you were hungry enough, I have had them where you just grilled them on top of a barbecue and then peeled the skin off. But no, it's not really for me. But the goats, they love them. It's quite nice in this little bit because we've got some decent shade from this big tree. It's very, very hot. Looking for the cassava out there. So we've done a little bit and then took a break, come back in the shade, doing the gutting, and then once we're full, we're about halfway full at the moment, then we'll get back and fill the remaining bags. Time's getting away from us now. We're going to have to call it a day. The goat food is, well, it's all goat food. Goat food on the car is all tied down. Just waiting for Toon and Kaimut to come back. The only thing is they're bad as each other. They can't leave cassava while it's still in the field. They walk 10 steps and then have to stop and pick some more up. But it's been a really good crop. Not bad for sod all. I'm going to show you it when the girls come back. And then when we get back to the house, Toon will probably start processing it. And now I'll walk and talk you through that. It's very, very basic. And hopefully our goats will be eternally grateful and give us even more kids. Okay, Mai?
สองมือ ว้าวใหญ่มากไข่มุกบอกใหญ่มาก ใหญ่มาก
Oh, bogey.
ไข่มุกยิ้มให้ลุงลีดิ ใหญ่มากมาก
It's the next morning, and as promised, this is the cassava processing plant. I'm just going to give you a quick walk around the facility and let you meet a few of the people that are working for us. Look at my shallots on the way. And macana, eh? Look at that, it's not bad, is it? Giant red onions, eggplants, a little bit of choysum, got some chilies, marigolds, pat bung, giant garlic, bunching onions, marigolds, choysum, normal garlic. Right then, enough of that. So Toon's done a usual trick and roped her mum into helping out. Excellent timing, there's just a helicopter going overhead.
ตัดแค่พอกินแต่ละวันน่ะ
ไปคุยกันเขามันดีเวลาไปเนี่ย
What are you doing, missus?
บอกยายเล็กมามันคิดตังค์
แม่ขนม
มันไปพอดกระบาลเนี่ยขับมาคิดตังค์
So why you got to chop it all up?
เลี้ยงหนูนะก็บอกเขา
Put in the sun for goats.
And what happens if you don't do that?
Goat disease. Well, I think if you give them the wet bit, they might give them bad stomach. Ta-ta.
Any bad bits? What bad bits are you throwing out?
The one you pick up, black.
Not the ones I pick up. Let's have a look here. So anything that's a bit rot, cut that out. You leave the skin on. I'd love to help, but I've got vegetables to do. Right, how long you got to dry it for in the full sun?
3 days, super strong sun.
But we are due a storm tomorrow morning, so maybe a few extra days. We might have to drag it all in again. Right, let's show you where we've put it all. You carry on, missus.
Yes, sir.
Got her well trained, haven't I? Eh? Here we are, the sunniest part of the property. So you now know when you're driving along the rural roads in Thailand, you see all these little look like little white stones or white chippings by the side of the road. It's not. It's people drying cassava, and usually it's just a few bag loads like we've got here. And they've done exactly the same as us. As soon as the farmers got a team in there to dig all the cassava up, they just let anyone go in there and collect it if they want to. So you can sell it directly to the company as soon as you pull it out, or you get a better price per kg if you slice it and dry it, but of course your kg is dropping then somewhat. But all ours is destined for the goats. Now we would never ever feed them purely this. It's not a balanced diet for goats. I know some people do. It's the same philosophy that we use for the Leucaena, grasses, corn, a little bit of all that, plus them browsing on the pasture out on the farm. It's a better all-round balanced diet. Plus, of course, they've now got loose minerals. They also have EMPO, which is like a bacterial additive to their drink. We also give vitamin and minerals that are soluble into their water. So it's just a little bit of everything for them. And they don't all like it, but I would say about 90% of them do. I'm just going to show you something else before we tune off. You may remember a few years ago, no, it was about a year ago, we were buying corn when we were well into the drought. When we say corn plants, and they had a little bit of corn on them, but they were very poorly developed, and some of them had like a little caterpillar in there as well. We got it fairly cheap, but we had to go and cut it or pick it ourselves, bring it back and give it to the goats. Some of it we shredded, some of it we didn't. But over this way, this is 5 rye of land, and this is the one where they let us put our goats in, and they'd grown corn here previously before, and this is where we got basically about 2.5 months worth of free corn for all our poultry and our goats as a treat. Well, it was the main fodder for the main food for the poultry, of course, but for the goats just a few handfuls per day was enough for them. So they went with corn again, and it's pretty much failed. And the owner went to see Toon's mum yesterday and said, look, we're not going to carry on pumping water for it. We want to get rid of it. Toon and Lee want it for the goats. How does 3,000 baht sound for the 5 rye of it? But we have to collect it. So me and Toon looked at each other and went, nice, but not for 3,000. No, not so much you can jog on, but no, not for that. I wouldn't say it's hard work, but it's quite labour intensive. You know, pulling it and then shredding it and then mixing it with the other fodder for the goats. So we said no thanks. Anyway, Toon's nephew came back last night, and he knows the people who own it, and he got a better deal, and he'd come into a few quid, and he just came round this morning and said, I bought it all for you, you've just got to go and pull it and shred it. So thanks, Slet, he's just given us another job to do. No, it was incredibly kind of him. So we're not getting Leucaena today, which is the first time for ages. The last time we didn't go and get it was about we were getting on for a month ago, and that was when Lek was still here, a nephew, and sometimes he goes and gets it for us if he's going out to see mates at a fair distance away. Then he drags them with him, and he goes and cuts it and gives us a day off. So yeah, it's hard going because it's been 40 degrees the last couple of days, touching 40 degrees, and after a full day stroking my vegetables, it's quite hard going. So we're not allowed to drive straight into the cornfield because it's got all his pipes in there, but down the side there's quite a decent road in here. So we're going to take Elvis, our big M Nissan, take him down there. Oh, I can see the farmer down there, I don't know what he's doing. And then I don't know, we'll see how we go. But there's a lot of goats to feed, and it's a good job that they're all out finding food for themselves, but the more the better. Some people say goats are never full. It's not true. They do get full and then they sit down and, well, we call it yam yam in their bubble gum, where they just sit around and they look like they're chewing bubble gum for a few hours. So they eat and eat and eat, and their rumen, their first stomach, fills up and up and up. So it's why you get a wonky goat. So on the left hand side it'll all be, looks like it's really bloated out. That's because they've been scoffing like crazy. It's all in the first stomach. And then later on, when they're back at the house generally, you'll see them laying there, and although it sounds gross, they'll regurgitate it up and break it down and then swallow it back down. It's disgusting animals, really. Don't know why we got them. So these are the nib ones, small. And look at my tattoo. She's not my actual tattoo. Beautiful goat, and she went really skinny in the hips for quite a while, but she's bounced back incredibly well. It took us a while to get her back up to speed, but she's stunning. But in my opinion, not as stunning as Bullseye's daughter. All right, Chestnut. Heidi, check her out. Hey. So this is Brownie's daughter and Bullseye's daughter. She is beautiful. Good and strong like a mum and dad. Nice temperament like a mum and dad. Her colouring and markings are exactly like her mum, and her facial features are just like Bullseye. She is an absolutely cracking goat, and if she remains that friendly, she'll be a joy to keep for many years. Here's Natasha, and I have to thank late Jim. It's his son Jack that named Natasha after Natasha Romanoff, which was quite apt really, because she does jump around. She's got some brilliant martial arts moves, just like Natasha Romanoff in the Avengers. She's another lovely goat. She actually broke her leg, and in mid Matrix move, and Toon basically rebuilt her. She's like a Barnet goat now. Yeah, it's quite impressive. It's a bit gut wrenching when you see one of your loved animals in pain. There's a lot of screaming and that, and but yeah, I helped her obviously, and she splintered it up, and then gradually just kept on moving it over weeks, and full on Matrix again. Brilliant. I was going to say there's little Santa over there. He was born on Christmas Eve, but he's not so little. He's grown really well. Not well enough though, so he will be meeting the meat man, I would say, in another month. But that's what we're looking at, guys. If we can getting up to selling weight within about 2.5, 3 months, that'd be brilliant. They don't all turn out like Boston. Boston was once in a blue moon. I now regret not keeping hold of him, really. There's no other goat we've had that's grown as quick and as strong as that. And he's a lovely boy as well. Hey ho, he's gone. Plenty more bucklings on the way though. I will be doing a buckling and doling update soon, but everyone's fit and healthy at the moment. It's really, really good after a couple of hard months. We've got a head round a few of the issues that we were experiencing and back on track. Everyone's tip top again. And I think a lot of that is down to the diet that they're now on and the extra bits and bobs that we give them. So I can still hear Toon and the mum chopping, and I dare say about another half an hour we'll put out the last of that out here. There's probably double the amount still in the field, but now I don't think we'll be getting any gets in for quite a while. Which sometimes can be an issue if the goats are used to one particular thing and then you give them something brand new. The digestive system isn't quite prepared for it, so if we give them too much corn in one go, then I don't know, it might loosen things up down below. So there you have it. There's another something for nothing video for you. All it takes is a little bit of time and effort. There it is, it's a free resource. All you got to do is get off your arse and pick it up. It's not hard, is it? Well, it isn't 40 degrees.